Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris, and you are welcome to this special section that I have in my video. And this video is going to be talking about the program that I use. Usually I share something like this in my other channel, the Crisp Digitals, but today I want to bring it also to my Candle and Car Air Freshener community. The reason is because there is something I'll be showing you guys that might, or should I say, will appeal to you if you into products, if you into manufacturing your own product, and if you into buying and reselling product. This might be applicable to you. So that's why I decided to bring it to the Candle and Kaya Freshener community. And this is the customer relationship management system that I created for my own business. So today I will be talking about the CRM that I use. It is a manual CRM. It is not the automatic CRM that you see out there that costs hundreds of dollars, that even goes to like $500 a month to use some of these systems. Some of these systems are so elaborate, some of them are so vast and so complex to even use. So what I've created it in PDF format, which is clickable and the links are active. You can move from one page to the other for your records. So it is not the normal one out there, and this is not going to cost an arm and a leg. Okay, so I just want to go over what I've created and show you how I use them and how you can also use it if you are interested in getting one of these. All right, so as you can see, this is divided into three sections. So the first section is this entire area right here. Okay, the second section is this one right in the middle, and the third section is this over here. Granted, a lot of you might not be in the candle or car air freshener community, or you might not be into soap making or anything about product. You might want to use this for your service business. You can use it as well. And I'm going to show you guys how you can be able to incorporate different kind of business into this. And again, this is straightforward, it is intuitive, and it's easy to use. Just follow me and you see how I arrange this and how I made this to work for me. And everything I'll be showing you guys is just based on demonstration. It's going to be based on fictitious names and addresses and phone numbers. None of these are real. These are just for demonstration purposes. Okay. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you will see here is the lead. Okay. And you know what leads are. You know, you go out there to sort out for customers, people who will buy your product or who will bring you guys on board as their only or one of their vendors to supply them in their candles, car air fresheners, soap, or whatever products you are manufacturing or products you are selling. Okay. So those are the leads. You know, you want to bring customers into your business. You want to acquire some customers. So those are your leads. Then you have the accounts and you have the contacts. You have your sales pipeline. You have the call logs and you have production. Now, people who are watching this and they are looking at this manual CRM, what's the big deal? Why is anybody going to use this product? Why is anybody going to use a manual system where you have all these automatic system out there? You have all these other system that will do everything for you. My answer is this: a lot of people want to come back to handwriting. They want to come back to managing their own sales team and production, everything. They want to be able to manage it within their own system. They don't want it to be somewhere in the cloud, like where if something goes wrong, they lose everything. This particular system, it's kind of like you storing it in your own phone, on your own tablet, something like that. And also, this is made for a mobile devices. And also it is made for Samsung notes application, but you can use it for your Goodnotes. If you have Goodnotes, you can use it for Notes Shelf if you have Notes Shelf. And also if you have XODO, it's a PDF editor, you can use that as well. In fact, any PDF editor that can do annotations, you can use this product for that as well. All right, enough talking about this. Let's go to the next section. So this next section is going to be a section that, when you have the like cases. For example, a customer buys your stuff, and when you deliver them, some of them were broken and or damaged, and they were like, okay, we need to contact a vendor, and they contacted you, and then you're going to open a case like this, and then you're going to be able to fill out stuff. I'll show you all this stuff, and then you have a section for meeting, you have a section for your task, you have a section for your schedule. All right, and also here you have the workspace, and this is the reason why I brought it to the Candle and Kaya Freshener community, or should I say a product community, whereby you will be able to go in here and you will see different things that you will be able to work within this workspace for your production and for things that you do in your business. And over here will be the team members. So these are the people that work with you. If you have more than 2 people that work for you, or you have a partner that work with you, then this will be very, very useful. Okay, guys, let's jump into this. So the first thing you want to do is to download this onto your phone, and I'm going to quickly show you how to do so. Okay. All right. So let's go out of this page. All right. As you can see, I already have mine in here. I'm going to show you from scratch, especially if you're using Samsung Note. This is how you do it if you're using Samsung Note on your phone. You go to all your notes, all right? And you can go where it says PDF, and you can click on that, and you can go to where you've downloaded it. So there will be a download folder. You click on that, and you will see your download, and you will see the downloaded PDF that you just downloaded from my website. And you select that, and you come to done. You click on done, and then that will be imported into your OneNote application. Okay, since I've already done that, I'm not going to do that again. Okay, so that's how you do it. But if you want to put it in a folder, which I highly recommend you to do, put them in a folder, so at least you have a dedicated folder for that. What you can do, you can go to this and scroll the way down, and here where it says manage folder, you click on it, and here you go all the way down. You see where it says create folder. You click on that. Now you can type in the name of that folder that you want to associate that PDF CRM with. You type that, you choose your color, and you click add. Okay, I already did this, so I'm not going to do it again. So right now I'm going to go back to my CRM. Let me go back. Now I'm going to go back to my folder, and I'm going to open this. All right, so this is where we are right now, and this is where you should be. All right, this is going to be a long video, so please bear with me. And it's also going to be a way whereby you can refer back when you start using this, so that all your questions will be answered inside this video. So when you start using this and you have a question, you can go back to this video and you can see your answers over there. That's why I said this is going to be a long video. So bear with me, guys. Grab your coffee, grab any beverage of your choice, sit down and start enjoying this video. Okay, let's go into it. All right, so to activate your links, all right, see where this is. What you want to do, you want to click on it, on that book icon, and when it turns to gray, which means you can now link, you can start clicking. That means you can start clicking, all right, and you can start moving stuff around. All right, so let's do that now. So this is our first one, the leads. So I click on it, and this is what you have. Okay, Now, if you're using Samsung Note, one of the beauty about Samsung Note is this. If I hover around the numbers, the phone numbers, you can see I can make phone calls directly. All right. I can make phone calls directly if I just hover. You see that? Okay. All right. Just wanted to point that out. So the first thing you want to see is that all of this are the codes. They are all your customers' code, like your leads. They are all the leads. They represent your customers. All right. So from here, we have codes, we have customer contact or contact name, and we have phone number, we have their location. Again, all these are fictitious name. I don't know any of these people. I just made them up and their phone numbers. Okay. Over here, you have icons that will lead you to schedule and an icon that will lead you to account. All right. And over here, there is a writing here that says, let me zoom in there, enter names next to the code column. Each code is linked to the lead's contact profile. Okay, so every code here is linked to this individual's profile. All right, so let's do a test right now. So let's open Jake Smith. By clicking on that, you can see we're in Jake Smith profile. All right, so right here, you have his full name, you have his candle company, Jake Smith Candle Co., and you have his address right here. And you have his phone number and his email address. Apparently, you will be typing all of this in, or if you have an S Pen or any pen tool that you use to write on your phone, you can use that to write all of this. Okay. And over here, this area, you have the active status. Is this contact, is this lead an active lead? If this person is an active lead, let's go here, activate that, and we can pick one of these highlighter, okay? And I can come here and say, yes, this person is active. So by just coloring that, it changes that to green, meaning that this person is active, okay? And you can also see that Jake's code correspond right here with the account number. Also, I would like to point out this particular area right here. Okay, say for example, you want to add Jake Smith onto your cell phone, whereby you can have him as part of your contact. You can do it in two ways. The first way, you can come here, you can click this. So it will take you to Google contact area, whereby you can enter his name, his last name, his company name, his job title, email address, and phone number. And there are more things you can also add there. So when you're done, you click, save. Then you come over here. And when you're done, you just, click save up here. And when that is done, you can go back. And now that particular contact is on your phone as well. The second way to do that is to go to the side panel or the edge panel, and you're going to drag the contact right here. Okay, so this is the way I like to do it, because now I have a split screen. Okay. Okay, so I can now start writing what I see here. Okay, or I can just change this into text. I can convert them into text, and you can't really see it here, but it says Jake Smith. So I can just copy that, or I can convert it. So I'm just going to convert that for example. I'm going to drag it right here, increase the size if I wanted to. And what I can do as well, I can drag this whole thing, okay, and put it right there. So you guys can see how I was able to drag the name Jake Smith all the way to my Google contact form. All right, I can start using that. I can start writing the company name as well. I can convert the company name and drag it as well, just like I did with the name. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that as well. All right, so the next thing you will see is the status. Is Jake, who is our new lead, is he a warm lead, a hot lead, or a qualified lead? In our case, Jake is a qualified lead. Okay, so we check that. And right here, we want to know the source, how we got in contact with Jake. So right here, we see, is it through cold call, or through Google search, or through someone referring us to him, or we just walked into his business, or other means. So right here, I chose, we searched him through Google. We found him through Google. And this section is a note section. And if you zoom in, you see that it's kind of a grid, okay? It's a grid design. Okay, so right here is where you write whatever thing that is noteworthy about Jake and about his business. And if everything looks good, that Jake wants to be, part of your business, that he wants to collaborate with you guys by having you being the vendor that supplies them candles or car air fresheners or soap or whatever product, okay, then you will write those things here. And then after that, you want to follow up with Jake, say 2 days later, a week later, or whenever you feel like it's necessary to follow up with Jake. All right, now that we've known that Jake wants to be part of this, wants us to be his vendor, now we're going to open an account for Jake. Okay, so to do that, we'll come to this icon here. All right, we can do it in two ways. We can either go back home and click on account, all right, or we can go to where Jake is, his contact here, and we can click on that. All right, so now this page is very important for you guys to do this. You can see up here, it says make a copy of this page before filling it out. This is very important. The way I created this is to mimic the way you see how apps are made, okay? Whereby when you click on add a page, a new page will be generated. But the way it works with the PDF, there is no way to do that. But I found a workaround around it. Workaround around it. Okay, so I found that, and I was able to make it in a way whereby you copy this particular one and you don't use this first page. You don't use it whatsoever, because this page is going to always be the new page when someone clicks on it. When you click on the account icon, it's going to always open this page. I don't know if you understand what I just did. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate that to you guys right now. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to duplicate this page because I will not be using this first page. What I do is I go to these three dots up here, okay? I click on it and I go to page sorter. Click on that. Now it's going to highlight in orange or in red the page that I was just in. In my case, it is the account page. So I'm going to go to this area where you have the three dots as well. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on copy. And I'm going to click on that again, the three dots. And I'm going to click on paste. Now I have duplicated that particular account page. So let's go back to our first account page. If I click on this account page right now, I am not going anywhere. I am not going anywhere. Okay? It remains where it is. All right. So let me go over here. This is the duplicated one I just did. I'm going to write something here right now. Let me just put a date, for example. Okay, so I just wrote a date on this duplicated page because this is the one I will use for Jake's account. So if I, for example, say I went back, okay, to this page, you can see they are different, right? I'm clicking on this plus button to add a new page. I cannot. But if I click on this duplicated page, if I click on this plus button to add more page, look what happens. Boom. See, it brings me back to the original page. So every time I want to create a new page, I will have to click on this and duplicate this page. Okay, then I will use that. So that's the workaround I was able to do. So if you follow this, you'll be able to use this as if you're using an app. All right. Okay, guys, let's jump into that. Okay, so this is Jake's account. Jake's code is L, activate that, L001. Okay. And his account type, what kind of business does Jake run? He's a reseller, right? So I'm just going to put reseller. And who is the contact person? Is Jake Smith. So I'm going to put his name there. Okay. And what kind of industry is he in? He's into the retail industry. Okay. His business and company's name. So his company's name is Jake Smith Candle Co. All right. So I'm just going to type that. All right. And his business phone number. So I'll just put the regular made up phone number. Okay. Which of this team member got this lead? Who approached Jake? I would say, for example, I did. All right. And I'm going to put my name there. Okay. So now his business location. Where is Jake's business located? So I'll just put, say Jake's business is located in 123 Main Street, Salina, Kansas. Okay, just made that one up as well. And here you can put anything that you think is noteworthy to be added in Jake's account. So whoever accesses Jake's account, they will see a note there. Okay. All right. So now that we've done this, the next thing we want to do for Jake, since Jake has approved us, since Jake has told us he's interested in our business with them, what else is the next step? So the next step for Jake is for us to get into our sales pipeline. All right. So when we clicked that icon, it took us to our sales pipeline. And again, you want to see this note here that says, make a copy of this page before filling it out. That is the same thing I just explained to you guys in the previous page, the account page. So we're going to make a duplicated copy here again. So and it's easy. I've shown you before. You go here, you click on that, and you duplicate this by copying and pasting. So now you have the new page. All right. So here's the opportunity that we have to go through for the stages of onboarding Jake into our business. All right. So right here, the stages are over here from qualification to closing. All right. So here you will write the date Jake was qualified into, the business. So right here we'll put this date. Just made this one up. Okay. And over here, we can just say that's 20%, right? And the presentation, did we present any sample to Jake and his team? Did we show them how our product works? Did we show them how to use our product? So if we did, then we come over here and write the date that we did all of that. Let's say, for example, we did it on the same day we approached them. And that will be 40%. Okay. Another thing is, did we send any proposal to them on like, okay, this is how we are approaching this, and this is the amount we need you to buy for you to qualify for this price? Did we give them any of that? If we did, let's say we did that the next day, and that will be 60%. Okay, so we're going to go through all of this until we get to closing. So for example, if we get to closing and we said, okay, this lead has been converted into sales for us, then we can come here and write the date and also check the 100%. However, if for some reason there was a hold on the account that it couldn't move forward because something happened that they have to wait, maybe for a signatory or for someone to approve of the purchases, then you will come here and put the dates they told you that, and you will check that, and you just wait. If the whole thing was canceled and Jake said, you know what, right now our business is not doing well, we cannot take in any new product, we're going to decline and cancel, you come here and you just write the date and you check that. If it was a lost deal, then you come over here and also check that. Okay. And over here, you can have brief notes on whatever these stages are. Okay. So for example, if the qualification was approved, that they want to do this, then you can write here, Jake and his team are excited for this opportunity, and boom, you can put that there. All right. And so on, you can write your little or brief notes over here. And right here, you can put a team member who is in charge of this particular account. And here I can just put my name. All right. And the start date, when did this whole thing start? So I'll just put this date. And when everything was closed, we won the deal. This person is now part of our business. So we can just say that was when we closed the deal. Okay, so that has been done for this particular sales pipeline. All right, and also before I forget, you want to put the name of the customer right here. Okay, so in our case, this is Jake. And the product or services, he's buying from us. We just put candles. All right. So after we're done with this, now we want to go to another place where we can start preparing this entire thing. Let me just say, for example, we won this. Okay. This was a closed deal. So I'll just put a date and I check that. Okay. So now what I can do, I will just come up here and I select this production icon. So I click on that, and now we're in the production icon. All right. So here you want to put the order date. However, before you start doing that, you got it. Remember, you got to make a copy of this. You have to do that. Because say for example, let's go back here, right? And we've done this for Jake. And say we have another customer who is interested in buying car air fresheners from us. Okay, so for us to do this, we have to create a new sales pipeline. And so to do that, we're going to click on this plus. And now it's going to bring us to a fresh sales pipeline page. And we're going to make a copy of this page and use the other page to prepare for that person's car air freshener sales pipeline opportunities. Okay, I hope you guys are following me with this. All right, let's jump back into our production area. So right here, we're going to make a duplicate. So we're going to come here, copy, and paste. All right, so now we're going to go on to that one we just copied, and we're going to start filling this out. So we're going to fill out the dates this production was sent to us. Okay, we're going to fill out the date it was sent to us. We closed on the 20th of February. So right here, we're going to prepare the production. So say this got to us on the 21st because they closed on this deal later in the evening when the production area team have gone home. All right. So right here, we're going to come here and we're going to create a date. So let's just change our color of our pen here. Let's see what we should use. Let's use green. All right. So we're going to say 2nd, 21st, 2024. And the business name is Jake Smith Candle Co. All right. And the billing address, we're going to fill all of that out. And if there is any down payment that your company requires for retailers to do before you make any production, you can put that down. Say, for example, we require 50% and they paid, say they paid $300, okay, out of the $600. This is just a sample. And over here, you want to know what method of payment they used. So here we're just going to check. Say they use check. Just going to check that out. Okay. And the next thing also is you want to check the process of your production stages. All right. So right here, we know we haven't started because they just gave us this. The production stages, we have the processing, started, completed. So right now, we just started. Okay. We just started. So here, I'm going to pick a white color and I'm going to check that out. Okay. All right. So what did they actually list that they want to get from us? So it is candles, right? And they want to buy different fragrance of our candles. So right here, for example, we can put, they want, change a pen here. Just use green. All right. So they want pineapple. I really do not have a pineapple fragrance on my candles actually. So they have pineapple, they have cashmere. They want vanilla, and say they want mahogany. All right, say they only want 4 and they want in big quantities. So for pineapple, they want 30. For cashmere, they want 30. For vanilla, they want 30. And for mahogany, they want 30. So they want 30 for each. And because they're buying this in bulk, we're going to give them a price that is for wholesale price. Okay, so we're going to say, example, this will be $15 each. So $15 per candle. All right. and we're going to see if there is any delays, either in due to um, any issues. If there are any delays, we're going to check yes. We're going to just type in yes or write yes. And we're going to make remarks based on the delay. Is it based on production staffing, or is it based on manufacturing equipment not working, or is it based on raw materials not available at that moment? So we're going to write all those things down. All right. So say, for example, we've done this section for Jake, and now we want to send this to a team member. We want to create a task for making. So say, for example, we've done all of this for Jake's company, and now we want to create a task so that we can know what is going on each and every day concerning Jake's product. So what right here, we're going to see where it says create a task. So I can come here and I can click on that. All right. So me clicking on that brought me to a task section. And this task section is very, very important. So pay attention to what I'm going to show you guys in this task section. All right, the first thing you will see again is this area that says make a copy of this page. Now you're getting it, right? Okay, so you're going to make a copy of this particular page. Copy, paste, and use the new one. So now that you've made that copy, you are going to write down the task that you need to do for Jake. All right, so you can either type it or you can write them out. So for this demonstration, I would like to type them. All right, so for me to do so, I'm going to come over here. All right, so I'm going to come on the bottom, and where you have all the menus for note taking and writing, I'm going to come to this checkbox area, and I'm going to click on it. All right, so now I'm going to long press on this page, and I'm going to go to add text box. All right, I'm going to click on that. So now I have a text box that I can start typing on. So I would just say, for example, start the process of making Jake's candle. All right, so I'm going to say start. You will not see it now because I'm in a dark mode right here. So let me just highlight this and change this to white. All right, so now you guys can see it. So I say, oops, spelled that wrong anyways. Start Jake's order. So, okay, so I just typed that's small. Let me increase this to 12. I'm going to choose the font size to 12. All right, so start Jake's order. So for me to create a checkbox, I have to come down here and I'll click the checkbox. So right here you have the first checkbox. Then I'm going to come down and it's going to automatically create the second checkbox. So right here I'm going to say can reposition this however I want, wherever I want to put them. Okay, so now let's say we've done this particular stuff for Jake, and now we have a project on our hand. So our project now is to do Jake's candle, and maybe Jake has specified certain things he wanted in his candles. Maybe he wanted them to have chunks in them, or he wanted them to have different colors of chunks in them, and maybe he doesn't want us to package them a certain way because he wants to display them in front of his store. All right, so all those information will be the product details, and that's where you have right here, product details. Okay, so right here we're going to say the name of the project, the name of the project. So we're going to say activate our writing tool. We're going to say candles, and the company is Jake's, right? Jake Smith. Candle Co. All right, let me erase that. All right. Over here, we're going to write down every detail that Jake asks us to put in his candles. Okay. All right, so you're going to write that. And if, for example, the list is too long that Jake asked you to do, and you only have this little space to fit in all those lists, what you can do, I've made sure you have enough room to write. So you're going to come where it says this plus. See this plus here? You're going to click on it. And now it's going to open you a project details. So you're going to continue writing the details that you need to write for Jake's order. So when you're done, you're going to go back to where you were. However, if you click this, it's going to return you, all right, to the empty page, right? But then you're going to just swipe and get back to Jake. All right, so if I click on this, it's going to take you here. All you have to do is just swipe once and you are back to where you were before. Okay, so after you've done this, say for example, you want to send this information to another team member in your business. Okay, and you can just say, all right, I want to send this to someone in my team, but who am I sending this information to? Let me see who is available. Then you can go to these team members over here, click on it, and it will take you to the available team members that you have in your team. So right here, you have all the team members in your company. Okay, say for example, you want to send this information to Chris, which is me, and I'm the one preparing this. This is just for example. I can just come here and click on the ID number of Chris, and it will take you to my profile. And then you can see everything about my profile. You can see my name, my team member ID, my phone number, my email address, my address, which is fictitious, of course, and my job title, sales personnel. And over here, you see my Q1 sales volume, January to March. That's my sales volume, and that's the total sales I've done within that Q1 quarter. All right, and here will be my Q2, my Q3, and my Q4, and this will be important notes that I left for myself here. So if you say, okay, this is a person you want to give this task to help you to collaborate with this person, because this person seems to know how to get this task done on time. If this is a person you want to give the job to collaborate with you and help you out, then you can assign this to him. However, if you come back here and you say, okay, let me see Sally H. Let's see what she's done. So you can come over here and click on Sally, and you can see Sally's image there, and you can see her name, every information about Sally. And you can also see that she's a district manager, and her sales volume is 3,500, and the total sales for that quarter is $6,000. Okay, so you can go back and say, okay, maybe let's go to Dan and see what Dan is doing. And you can see all the information about Dan. His job title is a production manager. His sales volume is 700, and he's brought in like $2,000 already in the business. Again, guys, all these are just made up numbers and made up people. None of these people are real. Okay, so let's say, for example, we want to give this to Daniel, okay, to help. So we want to ask him some questions as the production manager. Like, Dan, are you able to do this product on time so I can send this to Jake so he can see the pictures? And would this be available before his high season of selling candles? And I want to do this with Dan and see what we can collaborate about and help with this Jake's order. So I can go back, all right, and I can just come here and say, how long? Okay, so you've come here and you've typed in a comment on the team's comment board, and you want to send this to, for example, you want to send this to Daniel. All right. So here where it says shared with team, when you click on it, it's not going to take you to sharing with Daniel, but it's going to show you how you can share with your team member for any collaboration or for them to see what you're working on. So right here, I'm going to click on it. So now it's going to show you how you'll be able to share this. All right, to do this, you have to come to this area, which is the number 1, okay? And you're going to click on these 3 dots, and the number 2 step is you're going to come to the page sorter, okay? And the number 3 step, you're going to come to the page you want to share, right? So you're going to come to these 3 points. It's just like what we did when we want to duplicate. But instead of you to go to copy and paste, you're going to come to share, all right? When you get to share, number 5 is you're going to click on Samsung Notes file. So you're sharing with your team member who also uses Samsung Notes. That's why I said this is made for Samsung Notes, okay? So I believe you can still share it other ways you want to for collaboration, but this is made to collaborate with Samsung Note user who are also in your team. And number 6 is you can use the quick share. And once you share it, it will be able to go to that particular person. All right. I don't have a second phone here. My wife is not here right now for me to use her phone to demonstrate this, but I'm going to try and demonstrate it within my own phone. All right. So I'm going to go back here. Okay. So right here, I'm going to say I want to share this with Daniel. Okay. The production manager or personnel. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to this area and I'm going to click on page sorter. And right here, I'm going to click on that 3 dots and go to share. And I'm going to say share notes as Samsung Note files. So I'm going to click on that. Now it's going to bring me here. Okay. And I'm going to click on quick share. All right. So I'm going to share this to, I can't really share it to myself. All right. So Dan is good. I wish I could really demonstrate this when my wife is around and show you guys how this works. All right. But trust me, what I just told you guys works. So for example, when Dan receives it, he's going to do his, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if she's back from where she went to. And I'm going to see if I can do that using her phone. Okay. Okay. I was able to get her phone. She's back. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So for example, we're going to say she is the Dan in this scenario, and we're going to share that with her. So I'm going to go back there. I'm going to go to page sorter and share. I'm going to send as this, and I'm going to click on her. I'm going to click on quick share, and I'm going to click on her. Okay, and that is already up here. You see it's uploading. Okay, so it has been shared to her. I'm going to show you guys image right now. You're going to see that Samsung Note right there. Okay, so I'm going to click on it. All right, you can see that it says your official manual, right? So when I open it, it says download here, but when I click on it, it's going to download that particular page. All right, so we can say open. You guys can see that has been shared with our Dan in the production area. Okay, so right here, Dan can decide. Let me take out our S Pen. All right, so you guys can see that everything has been sent to her. All she has to do now is to review everything here, and he can decide to add what he wants to add. Okay, he can come here and either he can remove this entire writing. Okay, he can just come here and erase everything out. Okay, and then he can write his own by saying sure, I will get everything ready. So for example, that's what he put there. None of these stop buttons will work for him. This button will not work for him. These two buttons will work for him. For example, he wants to check his calendar. He can go here and check his calendar and see if there is any other project he's working on at that moment that might interfere with the request from Chris. Okay, so he can check that. Okay, so he can also check if he wants to send the email or want to quickly send an email to me. He can click on that and he can be able to send me an email. Okay. Okay, so now he wants to send this back to me. All right, so he can go back here and he will go to page sorter. He will click on this and go to share and notes, Samsung note file, and he can share that also back with me. Okay, he's going to choose me. All right, you guys can see that it's been sent to me, so I'm going to accept it and I'm going to open it. Okay, so now I've accepted it and I've opened it, and you guys can see everything he wrote right here, and all my task is still there. Nothing has been changed or deleted. The only thing changed is the comment in the comment board. Okay, so right here I can save this as a copy. It's going to be part of my folder somewhere. So for example, if I go here, you can see it is right here. Okay, and this is my original manual, right? So if I go here, I can decide to give it a title. So you can say shared with Daniel. Okay, I can create a folder for it if you want to. Okay, so now this will live next to your file. You can actually create, like I said, a folder that will be where you have all your shared documents with your other team. All right. So let's go back and open our file, our page. So right here, you can also send an email. You can also send, you can also look at your calendar as well. Okay. Also, I'm going to show you guys something else. You can set a reminder right here. Okay. And the reminder will always remind you about your task. And in the next page, I'm going to show you guys how to actually do that. So let's say we've done all of this and we want to schedule. See where we say schedule a delivery date with Jake. So we want to schedule that delivery date with Jake. So what we can do, we can go back to our home. We can go and look at our schedule. So here is your schedule page. Right here, you can schedule your dates and your time for scheduling client appointments or whatever you want to schedule here. You can do that. Again, we got to make a copy of this, right? So we're going to come here and create that copy. And we're going to paste it. And now we're going to say on the, let's say, on the 27th, 2024, we will be delivering this Jake's product by 11 a.m. Okay. And the client's name, of course, is Jake Smith. Okay. And what kind of appointment? We'll say it's delivery. Okay. All right. So now we can go ahead and create a reminder. All right. So if you see where I put this right here, it says set reminder. So I'm going to click up to these three dots, right? If you click on this, nothing is going to happen, guys. Okay. So you're going to go, this arrow, it's kind of pointing you to these three dots, and you're going to click on it, and you're going to come down where it says add to. You see where it says reminder, right? So you're going to click on reminder, and over here you can rename this. All right, let's rename this to delivery for Jake. Okay, and we can set a time coming down here, and we say it's 11 a.m., right? And that will be on the 27th. I believe that's what we put. So we're going to come down here and put the 27. Okay, and time is 11 a.m. So Tuesday 27th of February, 11 a.m. So now we can come down here. If you have Microsoft To Do, you will see where it says task right here. If you can add it on your Microsoft To Do task, and whenever that time comes, Microsoft is going to alert you on your phone. Okay, it's going to be there. Now let's say, for example, for the purpose of this video, I want to show you how you get this alert, this reminder on your phone. Okay, so right here, let's just say the time here is 1 p.m. I'm going to say at 1, I'm going to put it at 1:03, okay, p.m. today. Say today is the 15th. All right, and I'm going to use, when I click on this, I'm going to go say customer. I'm going to click on customer. Okay, so that's the category I put it, not on the task of Microsoft To Do. So I put it on my own calendar, on my own reminder on Samsung calendar. So right here, I'm going to click on save. Okay, so while we're here doing this, as I'm here going over this CRM, manual CRM, we're going to get a notification, okay, about our delivery schedule for Jake. And then we're going to click on it, and we're going to see if it is going to work, if this is going to show the page that we're talking about for Jake. Also, we can use it for, say, if we go back to our task page. So let's say I go home and I go to task. All right. So also right here, we can do the same thing where it says set reminder. we can set reminder for this particular task that we're doing. Okay, so if I go back here and I click on add to reminder, okay, I can create a reminder for this as well. So if I go here and I say to do, or let me just say task, all right, and I come here and I put the time, I'll just put this one at 05 for today, okay, and I click enter. So I click save. All right, so right now we have two scheduled pages saved for our reminders. Okay, one is for schedule. You guys can see right here on top it says delivery for Jake, right? So we just got that notification. So if I scroll down and I click on that, you're going to see it just showed that notification. So it's working. So right now you don't just have a PDF that doesn't give you a reminder, but with the power of Samsung Notes, the application, we can be able to set reminders for our schedules and for our tasks. All right, so right now we just got a notification. So if I bring it down, you will see it says task 105, okay? So if I click on it, so we have that right there, okay? So that's the task. So if I click on this particular one, see, it brought me to my task. And here I can decide to start checking things out. So for example, I can come here, right? And I can click on this. Say we've started the order and we've sent Jake some images of the product project. I'll click on that. And we've prepared, this should be end. I just saw that now. We've prepared and sent invoice, okay? Say prepare and send invoice, okay, to Jake. So say we've done that, we've sent him the invoice, we check it. So now we've scheduled that delivery. So now it's telling us, okay, you need to send that delivery. So if we've done that, we've checked that. So this entire task for this Jake's project has been done. Okay, so what else do we have to do with this entire thing? Now, we can go to our, let's go here. Let me show you guys this. Okay, so here you can start writing. I forgot to show you guys this. So right here, you can start writing the dates when this project started and the sales team involved. So right now it will be Chris and Daniel. And it's going to be the progress report right here. And then your initials, the initials of both teams who are actually handling Daniel's project. All right, now let's go home. So right here, you have the workspace. So this is one of the places I like about this entire CRM. However, before that, I've skipped the cases and the meeting. It's important that we go there. So here is the case. Remember I told you guys in the beginning, say for example, we deliver the whole product to Jake and some of the candles broke or some of them got damaged because of the way it was delivered. So now we're going to open a case file for Jake. So we're going to create a duplicate of this as well, okay? Like I showed you. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to walk you guys through it. So right here, you have the date when this complaint was filed and the complaint involved, which will be Jake Smith Candle Company. And over here, you have the client's name. It's going to be Jake Smith. And the sales team who handled the entire project for Jake is going to be Chris E., which is me, right? And then you're going to create a new case. So right here, you're going to write the name of the product involved. So is this soap? Is this candles? Or is this car air freshener? In this case, it was candles. So we're going to write down the name of the product. Over here is going to be the kind of a summary of Jake's complaint. What happened? So say Jake called you guys over the phone and we start, talking about what happened. While he's talking, I'm here writing notes about, what has gone wrong about his order. Okay. And then I can come over here after, certain investigation and certain things that has been done. And we're going to come here and say case resolved. If the case has been resolved, we're going to say yes by checking this. And we're going to write the resolution. What method is used to resolve this customer's complaint? Okay, here we're going to say we just gave him a full refund, or we did a product replacement, or we did a partial refund, okay, or orders. Whatever it is, order, we can write here, okay? And also we can put the date of final resolution. That date can be here, all right? So the other part is if the case wasn't resolved and it's a no, so there is a box here where you're going to write, it says, please give a brief report why case has a no status. So right here is going to be the reason why the case has not been resolved. Maybe something else happened. So you're going to write that over here. So that is it about this case page. All right. Again, remember, don't forget to make a copy of this all the time before you start using it. All right. Okay. So let's go back to the home page and let's talk about the meeting. All right, so here is a page that talks about a meeting, and as usual, you make a copy here before you use this one, and you have all the necessary icons here that you need to go back and forth or navigate to. And right here, you have what you what I put meeting with. So over here, who are you meeting with? Maybe you, because of what is going on, you don't know how your schedule has been down packed, and you want to know the person you're really meeting with. What you can do, you can click on this schedule area. It's going to take you to your schedule area. So now you can start making, you can start looking at the schedule that you have, who you're supposed to meet with. Okay. So once that is been established, you can actually go back to the meeting area. Okay. And you can write the name of that person you're meeting with. Say, for example, you want to do like a Google Meet. This way you can click on that to go to the Google Meet area. You can create a Google Meet new meeting. You can create a new meeting. You can send that link to Jake or whoever you're meeting with. And then you can have your meeting agenda right here. You can write the reason why you guys are meeting, the meeting dates, and the time. And here will be the meeting notes. Okay, whatever thing that is noteworthy, you're going to write over here. All right. I know this video is long, but I have to do all of this to give you guys the entire features of this particular CRM. All right. So now let's go to one of my favorite, which is going to be the last area. Okay. So right here, I'm going to open the workspace. So over here, you have again, this is optional. If you're not running any kind of product business, or you're not doing anything with manufacturing, you don't have to, use any of these workspace features. You can just continue with your service industry. If that's the industry you are in, or you're not interested in this particular workspace, that's fine. But if you are making candles, you're making air fresheners, you're making soap, you're making any product whatsoever, you want to use something like this. It's very, very important. All right, so right here you see where it says raw materials. So if you read further, it will tell you that enter some of the materials needed for manufacturing of finished goods. This is a snippet of your raw materials. To list more, click on the icon above. So it's telling you to click on the icon above, which is inside of each box as you see here. Okay. So right here, I just put soy wax, blended wax, wax additives, 3M cardstocks. And then you have here the suppliers. You're going to list your suppliers here. And this, again, is a snippet. So I just listed some random suppliers here. And over here, manufacturing. So here you can just list the manufacturing stuff you will be using. Okay, like your equipment, your tools, you can list them here. And for fragrance oil, you're going to list the fragrance oil that you use. And over here is going to be packaging and assembly. You're going to list those things you use for your packaging and your assembling of your products. And right here, if you're doing any testing or recipe you're creating for your products, you can use them here. Okay. All right. So let's go and start with the raw material. So if I come to the raw material and I want to list properly everything I have in my raw material, I can click on this icon and it will take me to the raw materials section. So here I can list all my raw materials. I can list the description of the raw material. I can list if they are available, if I have them in stock. So for example, I can say this one, I want to say it's candles. So I will say soy wax. And then I will say, okay, what is the description of this? So this will be the specific name of that soy wax. So it could be blended wax. It could be blended wax 927 on whatever the number is, or it could be IGI wax. It could be different kind of wax. I will just name them here, and I will say, okay, is it available with my supplier? Or am I going to find a new supplier for that? Or do I even have it right now in my stock? And so the next one you can put, like for me, I would just say, car air freshener. So I will say card stocks, and I'll put a 3M card stocks as the description. And then I'll say, okay, do I have them? Does my supplier actually have them? So I'll put yes or no. And I'll do that for the rest of that. And over here, say I have like an updated material that I want to add. Maybe there is a new wax in the market that people are using. Okay, I want to say, okay, let's update that. Okay, let's change from that particular name to the next name. Okay, then we can put all of that here. Say there is also new materials, okay, in the soy aspect of my business. And I'm going to put all those new materials there. Like maybe there is a new wig that is out there. I want to list all of that here as well. And here I can put like any notes that I need to have for this manufacturing, for this raw material section. Okay, so I can do all of that right here. Okay, then to go back, I just click on this tool. And I can go to my supplier as well by clicking on this. Here I can list all my suppliers and their location, and I can also put their email address, website, and phone number. Okay, I can do that right here. Okay, I can click on this to go back there. So here with the manufacturing, when I click on that icon, it's going to give me a page where I can list all the tools that I will be using for my manufacturing and all the equipment that I use. Everything, I will list them in these two boxes. And here I can write down my manufacturing process. Yes, I have a manufacturing process. And if you are into making stuff like manufacturing things, you should have a manufacturing process. Not just having everything, you just go by your head and just like put this today, but tomorrow the measurement is different for the same thing you're making. Is going to skew out, it's going to screw your outcome all the time. But if you have a process in your production process, it's going to streamline everything. It's going to make everything come out the same way all the time. Your quality will be the same. Your presentation will be the same. Okay, so right here, you'll be able to write your process. Like my process is long, so this box will not be enough. So what I can do, I can click on this plus, and it will take me to a page that is for manufacturing process, which is continue. So I can continue writing down all the process that I need for my manufacturing. See? Okay, so I'm going to click on back, and it's going to bring me back to this area, and I can click on this tool, and I go back to the workspace. And right here, I can go to my fragrance oil. Here I can list all my fragrance oil that I use, the standard ones. I will list everything here. And I can also list my spring and summer fragrance selection. And I can list my fall and winter fragrance selection or collections over here. Okay, so you have enough space to do all of that. Okay, I can click here to go back. And then right here with the packaging and assembly, I click on that, and you would see the packaging and assembly, the assembly technique that you use. What kind of technique do you use to assemble your products? You will write them here. If you need more space, you click on the plus to take you to assembly technique space, and you continue writing. Okay. Over here, there will be packaging materials that you use, your shrink wrap, your boxes, your other stuff that you use for packaging your product. Okay, there's peanuts for like to protect your product from breakage and from other damages. Also here, if you have like your packaging designs, like images of them, like pictures of them, you can put them right here as well. So here is for your logistic and for your shipping. So if you're using UPS, USPS, and the prices and everything that goes with your shipping and logistics, you know, are you doing like delivery in local, like your local community? So all those stuff you can put right here. Okay. And the last part is the testing and recipe. So if you are into producing something new all the time, but first, before you produce them, you want to do a test. So right here, it's going to show you ways or steps you can go about, you know, producing or going about testing your new product or your new recipe. Like for me, example, I created a base solution for my car air freshener. So I went through these particular guidelines or steps to be able to help me come up with that. And this is just a summary for me and for this particular industry. There are other steps that can be added to this actually if you want to go robust on your testings. So for me, I just put the objectives. What are the objectives of what you're trying to do? So you want to define the scope and testing strategies that you want to do. So you're going to write your objectives right here. And again, if this space is not enough, you can click on this plus button and to give you a full page of the objective to write about. All right, so your test design. So this will be a place where you want to create a test scenario of your use cases, okay? So your requirements and the specification of the product on that test. So this is where you want to write that. So you can start writing here and you can actually come here if you need more space, all right? And you can keep writing. So your execution, okay? So this is where you want to implement the test, all right? So you want to run them against the, you know, the system or the product. So this involves executing the test, okay? Record, like you want to record the results. So this is where you do that. And if you need more space again, you want to click on this and you will have enough space to write all of this down. Now, if you scroll to the side, you're going to see another page that says testing and recipe continues, right? So right here, you have test report. So this is the page where you're going to write down your test report. All right, the information that is used to track the progress of your testing. So here is where you're going to do that, the progress note. Again, if you need more space, you click on this and you will see the test report extra page where you can keep writing about your report. Okay, and when we go back, we come to the final result. So this is where you're going to write down the conclusive result of your test and final recipe for your product. So here you can write down everything. Like for me, I will write down the exact measurement. I'll write down the exact numbers that I need to add to whatever thing I'm doing, okay, within my recipe. So I'll be putting down the name of the ingredient that I use to come up with my recipe. I'll be putting them here and I'll be giving the results, the final result, and how it looks and how how it works as the final result. Okay, so that's where I'll be doing that. So if I need more space, I'll come here, which I will need, and I will write down all the steps and everything that that is needed for me to just come over here and look at the recipe and just start using it immediately. All right, so when we're done, we can go back to the page here and we can actually go back home. And then that's basically what it is. But if you haven't gone to the team section yet, I think I've gone over this, but let me point out something. So what this does is when you write your team member's name over here and their phone number and their status active or not, if you click on the ID is the only clickable part of this. of this box. Of course, these are clickable and this one, but the ID in this box right here in this column, this one is the one, or in this table, these are the one that actually clicks to the to take you to the other page. So for example, if I click on Mary J, we have nothing for her. Now for me to add, let me show you guys, I don't think I showed you guys how to add pictures like I did. Like this one has a picture, right? But I don't show you guys how to add picture. Let me show you guys that before I finish this this video. So I'm going to come here and click on Mary Jane's ID. So I'm going to fill out her name here, okay? But the reason I want to do this is to show you guys how to do this picture area. So if you have a sidebar on your phone, I think everybody should have it if you have a Samsung Note application, or actually if you have a Samsung phone, you should have a sidebar. Okay, so right here I'm going to open this sidebar. So I'm going to drag in my picture. You're going to arrange stuff that you want here, the things you use the most, you want to arrange them at the sidebar. So I'm going to open it here, or they call it the edge panel. Okay, so when I open it here, I'm going to choose the person that I want to put here. Okay, so I got these images from a website called Pixels. You can use Pixabay, you can use Splash, and those are free images. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. And so I want to use this image as Mary J. All right, so now I'm going to long press on her. All right, and I'm going to drag up. Okay, so she's right there. I'm going to come here and I'm going to close this. So I'm going to take her up here and I'm going to reduce, lower this, reduce the size. I'm going to come here and I just paste her right there. So I can come here, long press, and go to face, and I go to lock, and I can lock her. So now she doesn't move anywhere. Okay, so that's how you can put images of your team members here, or any image that you want to put. Okay, another thing you can do, just for example, I'm going to open the sidebar again, and I'm going to take the Explorer, the Samsung Internet Explorer, and I'm going to go on my website. I'm going to show you. So I want to take this image, my candles. I want to take this image of my candle and put on my CRM. Okay, I'm going to click on it. Okay, and I'm going to just drag it. Okay, so it's right there. So what I can do, I can just take this and put right there. Can lock it if I want to. Okay, so it's right there. So that's how you can take image from a website or from your photo gallery, and you can just drag and drop them on your Manual CRM, and you can just keep working with this. So right here we've been able to do all of this, and you can fill out the name and a volume and a sales total. You can do all of that, and we can go back. Okay, and from there we can go back to home. All right, guys, I believe I was able to cover everything. This is a long video, so thank you so much for sticking around and for watching the entire video. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. Please, if you have any comment, leave it in comment section. If you have any question as well, leave in the comment section. The link to get this Manual CRM is in the description. If you're interested in it, you can click on that and you can get it today. It is available right now, and I want to thank you all once more for doing this. And I want to thank you all once more for hanging out with me to the end of this video. I hope you like this video, and I hope this is going to help you with your small company or your small business. Thank you guys once more, and I hope you're having a good day. Thanks, and God bless. Bye-bye.